Story time, story time, story time again. Story time, story time, story time again.
Hi, my name is Miss Barbara, and I'd like to welcome you to Once Upon a Time, the cable story time of the San Bruno Library. Today we're going to have some really fun stories, some of my favorite stories about outer space. And so let's start with a rhyme, and it goes like this. It says, do you want to go up to the moon? Say that with me. Okay, you ready? Do you want to go up to the moon? Let's get in our rocket ship and blast off soon. Faster and faster we reach to the sky. Isn't it fun to be able to fly? We're on the moon. Take a look. Now let's sit down and I'll read you a book. Okay. So my first book is called Baby Brains by Simon James. You may remember I've read you Baby Brains Superstar before. This is the first one about Baby Brains, the smartest baby in the whole world. In the months before Baby Brains was born, Mrs. Brains was very busy. She read out loud every night to the baby inside her tummy. She played music and languages on headphones to her baby during the day. Mr. and Mrs. Brains wanted to make sure their baby was going to be very smart. They even turned up the television and the news came on. Mr. and Mrs. Brains were very excited when their baby was born. It was a boy. Our very own Baby Brains, said Mr. Brains proudly. When they brought him home from the hospital, Mrs. Brains laid him down in the brand new crib. Sleep tight, Baby Brains, she whispered. The next morning, Mrs. Brains was on her way to get breakfast when she heard some strange noises in the living room. Mrs. Brains opened the door to see her baby sitting on the sofa reading the morning paper. By afternoon, Baby Brains was fixing the car. We certainly have a bright one here, said Mr. Brains. That evening, Baby Brains spoke his first words. I'd like to go to school tomorrow, he said. The next day, Baby Brains visited the local school. He sat down with the children and answered all the questions. The children were amazed. At the end of the afternoon, the teacher thanked Baby Brains. I don't think I've ever learned so much in one day, she said. On the way home, Baby Brains said he wanted to go to college and study medicine. After just 2 weeks, Baby Brains began working as a doctor with the local hospital. He was very popular with all the staff and the patients. Word soon spread about the extraordinary Baby Brains. Everyone wanted to meet him. One night, some space scientists called. They asked if Baby Brains would like to help with their next space mission. The following day, Mr. and Mrs. Brains and their baby traveled to the Space Center. After training hard over the weekend, Baby Brains waved goodbye to Mr. and Mrs. Brains and blasted off into outer space. Everyone in the world held their breath as they watched Baby Brains take its first spacewalk. Tell us how you feel on this special occasion, radioed ground control. Baby Brains looked up at the vast, starlit sky above him. He looked down at the vast, starlit sky below him. He looked at the whole world in front of him and mumbled something. We can't quite hear you, radioed ground control. Could you repeat that? I want my mommy, wailed Baby Brains. That's Mrs. Brains yelled to the space controller. Bring my baby home right now. Baby Brains was flown home as quickly as possible. He felt very embarrassed as he stepped down from the hatch. But through the crowd of photographers and cameramen, Mrs. Brains came running. "Our beautiful little baby," sighed Mrs. Brains as she lifted him high into the air. "Our brave little baby," said Mr. Brains. "Can we go home?" asked Baby Brains. At home, Mrs. Brains gave Baby Brains a warm bath, which made him feel a lot better. Mr. Brains tickled him, which made him laugh. And Mrs. Brains sang Baby Brains to sleep. Then they gently laid him down in the brand new crib. It was good to have their baby home again. "Our very own Baby Brains," whispered Mrs. Brains. From that day on, Baby Brains spent most of his time at home doing the thing that most babies do, except that is on weekends, when he still liked to go help out at the local hospital. So that's our going into outer space story. Our next story is called Company's Coming by Arthur Yorings, with pictures by David Small. And this is when outer space comes here. Let's see how this goes. Here comes the flying saucer. On the day Shirley had invited all of her relatives to dinner, and Mo, her husband, was pleasantly tinkering in the yard, a flying saucer quietly landed next to their tool shed. Mo was surprised. "Shirley!" he yelled. Shirley joined Mo on the patio. "Mo, you had to buy that barbecue. It's too big," she complained. "Cheryl, it's not a barbecue," Mo said. Suddenly, a small hatch on the saucer opened, and out walked two visitors from outer space. "Greetings," they spoke in English. "We come in peace. Do you have a bathroom?" Stunned, Shirley replied, "Down the hall and to the left." The foreigners nodded graciously and walked into the house. "How could you let them into the house?" Mo was upset. "Did you see those helmets, those ray guns? They'll vaporize us." Mo was very upset. "Shh, they're coming," Shirley whispered. "Stay calm, be polite. Maybe we can make friends with them." "What a lovely house you have," the strangers commented. "What do you call this place?" "Belmore," Shirley politely answered. The visitors nodded. "We're from away, far away, and we've been traveling for years on our way to the next galaxy." "How about a sandwich? You must be hungry," Shirley nervously interrupted. "Would you like to stay for dinner?" "Gee," they replied, "we'd love to. We'll return at 6 o'clock. The spacemen went back to their ship and flew off. Mo and Shirley ran into the house. "Are you crazy? The cousins are coming tonight. Why did you invite them to dinner?" Mo asked. "They'll atomize us, Belmore. The whole Earth is doomed, I tell you." Mo was hysterical. Mo, take it easy. They look like nice boys," Shirley said. "Come, help me make the potato salad." But Mo had other thoughts. Saying he had to wash his hands, he went upstairs and called the FBI. The FBI called the Pentagon, and the Pentagon called the Army, the Air Force, and the Marines. At 5:45, the house was surrounded. Inside, the cousins sat, panicked. "Act natural," Shirley told her relatives. "Be nice. So they look a little different. I'm sure they're friendly," she said as she served the appetizers. "Don't worry," Mo added. "If those aliens make one false move, they've had it, so relax." Mo heard a humming and ran to the window. "They're here!" he yelled. The doorbell rang. Everyone froze. Cousin Etta fainted. "I'll get it," Shirley called. She went to the door. Hello, come right in," she greeted the men from outer space. They were carrying a box. How about a drink? Some soda? Are you tired? It's getting late. If you leave now, you'll just miss the traffic. Mo tried to usher them out. So, guys, what's new? Have you been to Venus yet? I hear it's hot in the summer, Cousin Sheldon the loudmouth asked. The spaceman sat. Well, we're on our way to check out a new planet. Our population has grown so quickly that we must branch out and find new places to live. Know what I mean? Sure, we know what you mean, Mo blurted out. An invasion! We're doomed. He whispered to Cousin Harriet. Dinner, Shirley called. Oh, please, before dinner we have something for you. It'll knock you out. The visitors presented their box. It's a bomb! It's a gas! It's a laser! Edda yelled and boom, fainted again. Soldiers burst into the house. Tanks pointed their guns. Shirley gingerly began to unwrap the gift. We weren't sure if you had one of these, the men started to say. Shirley interrupted. It's a, The cousins were paralyzed. It's a, Shirley continued. Mo was sweating from head to foot. Oh, Shirley blurted. Edda, Mo, and Sheldon fainted. Boom. It's a blender, Shirley declared, and we don't even have one. We thought you'd like it, and it was on sale. The spaceman beamed. Shirley went over and kissed them both. Let's eat, she said. Luckily, Shirley had made extra spaghetti and meatballs. The cousins, the soldiers, the pilots, the Marines, the FBI men, everyone sat down and had a delicious meal from soup to nuts. And that's the end of Company's Coming. We have one more story about Shirley and Mo, and we'll do that after the break. I wanted to take a moment to tell you about all the fun things we have at the library. These books are all at the library. We also have music and movies. You can go on our website and get online tutoring with live tutors, and you can also find magazines and newspapers, things that you need for your research reports, and also fun things to do at the library. So come see us at the library, and don't go away. I'll see you at the break with more of Mo and Shirley.
Why do you like San Bruno Cable?
San Bruno Cable is a reflection of San Bruno itself. It's a great service for a great community.
It really gives us input and information on what's going on locally.
I've never had a problem. The amount of channels are good. Abundance. Sit there for hours just flipping channels instead of watching one, actually.
Keep up the good work. Thank you for choosing San Bruno Cable.
Okay, I'm done. See you later.
But your paper's due tomorrow too, right?
Yeah.
Don't you need to do more research? I do.
No, I've got it all.
How? What search engine did you use?
I didn't. I used the library's databases. Bye.
I wish I thought of that.
Filing for Social Security online is a lot easier than relearning the Watusi.
Got a sports lover in the house? Check out all the different sports programming available on San Bruno Cable. ESPN, Comcast Sportsnet, golf and tennis channels, college sports, professional soccer, football, hockey, and more. And if you have a high-definition television, upgrade to HD for the most crystal clear, sharp images available on TV today. And thank you for choosing San Bruno Municipal Cable Television for your cable TV, internet, and digital phone services.
Hi, Hi, welcome back. Thanks for joining me again. Let's find out what happens next with Mo and Shirley. This book is called Company's Going by Arthur Yorinks and David Small. All right, here we are. There's everyone surrounding Shirley and Mo's house. They're going home. There's all the dishes. So, later, after a nice dinner at Shirley and Mo's, after all the soldiers, pilots, Marines, FBI men, and the cousins had said their goodbyes, the visitors from outer space made a momentous announcement. Mo and Shirley from Earth, they spoke. We have traveled across the great, vast sea of space, past black holes, through wormholes. We've seen galaxy after endless galaxy, but those were the best meatballs we've ever tasted. You should taste her pot roast, Mo bragged. Humans from Belmore, the spaceman continued, we have chosen you to cater our sister's wedding. Oh, Shirley exclaimed, but, Mo tried to speak. We'd be delighted, Shirley said as she served some cold drinks. And where will the happy occasion take place, she said. On our new planet, the spaceman said. The planet next to... Next to? Mo stuttered. Where's next to? Mo looked upset. Next to Uranus, they answered. Mo was upset. Oh, I love Uranus, said Shirley. Not that we've ever been there, but I hear it's very nice. Then it's settled, the spaceman declared. We'll pick you up tomorrow at 8. Thank you, Mo and Shirley. The two guests made their cheerful farewells and left. But Mo was not cheerful. Later that night, as Shirley packed his socks and underwear, he fumed. Cheryl, do you know where Uranus is? So it's a little far, said Shirley. You'll take a magazine. But Cheryl, an alien wedding. It could be dangerous, asserted Mo. We survived your cousin Harriet's wedding, didn't we? Shirley said. We're going, and that's that. In the morning, at 8, a flying saucer landed in Mo and Shirley's backyard. Mo and Shirley were waiting with 27 suitcases. I took a few sweaters in case it gets chilly at night, Shirley explained. Mo and Shirley boarded the saucer and with considerable strain, it lifted off towards outer space. Ah! They had barely passed the moon when Mo asked, Are we there yet? We just left, said the spaceman. Oh, said Mo. Well, do you have any peanuts? Mo, Shirley interrupted. You eat too many nuts. Here, I have tuna fish, a jar of pickles, some potato chips, coleslaw, a piece of chicken, and some delicious herring from Murray's. They have the best fish. A meatloaf sandwich and cake. Mo picked at the chicken, but he was not really hungry. He was worried. Very worried. Cheryl, he spoke up. What if the aliens don't like us? What if they don't like humans? What if they don't like your noodle pudding? Mo was beside himself. The spaceman couldn't help but overhear. Mo of Earth, they said, we assure you, our people are a gentle, peace-loving race. We get along with everyone. Don't worry. You and Shirley will be welcomed with open arms. At that, the saucer softly landed and Mo and Shirley exited the ship. Martians! The crowd screamed as they spotted Mo and Shirley. It's an invasion! Run for your lives! No, wait, cried the two spacemen. They're not Martians, they're caterers. But it was too late. A nervous uncle fired his ray gun at Mo, and Mo and Shirley fell to the ground. What? Are you nuts? The spaceman said to Uncle Irving. They're from Belmore. So clip my nails, said the uncle. To me, they look like Martians. Mo and Shirley were rushed to the hospital where 492 members of the spacemen's immediate family waited, hoping and praying for their speedy recovery. How could Uncle Irving shoot the caterers? Sobbed the bride-to-be. Now what? I have to have a wedding with no food? She cried. Suddenly Shirley woke up. No food? She mumbled. At a wedding, Mo, wake up! She gave Mo a nudge. We have meatballs to make. The ray from the ray gun, having cured their arthritis, wore off, and Mo and Shirley went right to work. In one day, Shirley had made so many meatballs it seemed as if there was enough food to feed the whole planet. And there was. The whole planet came to the wedding. We love Shirley's meatballs, said the happy spacemen. Yes, the wedding was beautiful. Mo and Shirley and the entire population of Next 2 ate and schmoozed and danced the night away. The next morning, after breakfast and a little shopping, the spacemen brought Mo and Shirley back to Belmore. So do me a favor, said Shirley. Call when you get home, just so I know you got there. And please take a sandwich. It's not good to blast off on an empty stomach. We'll miss you, said the spaceman tearfully. We'll miss you too, said Mo and Shirley. And with one last hug, company was gone. The end. That's company's going. All right. So I have another book, and I have a rhyme here that I want to teach you. You probably know about 5 little monkeys and 5 ducks, but we have 5 flying saucer men. All right, so get your 5 fingers up. 5 flying saucer men came out the spaceship door. One did a somersault, and then there were, how many? Yeah, 4. 4 flying saucer men, as odd as they could be. One fell backwards, and then there were 3. 3 flying saucer men with skin of green and blue. One rode on a space monster, and then there were 2. 2 flying saucer men having so much fun. One beamed up, and then there was 1 flying saucer man on Earth all alone. He missed all his friends, so he went on home. That's our 5 flying saucer men. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. None left. All right. So this story I have is called If I Had a Robot by Dan Yaccarino. We have a lot of books by Dan Yaccarino in the library. He's one of my favorite authors. All right. Here we go. What would you do if you had a robot? Phil, Mom said, you can't leave the dinner table until you finish your vegetables. Boy, I hate vegetables. I wish someone else would eat them for me. I bet if I had a robot, he would eat all those vegetables at my command. Yes, sirree, with just the flick of a switch, he'd eat all my lima beans, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts. Oh. I could get him to take my bath. And piano lessons too. Boy, he could do everything I don't want to do. Let's see, what do we got? Homework, shoveling snow, picking up toys, taking out the garbage, smashing the cans. Why, he could even kiss my Aunt Louise. There's a good idea. And go to school so I don't have to. No hot shot could ever hit a home run when we're in left field. And those kids wouldn't dare pick on me if I had a robot. Gee, I'd be king of the playground. Hey, with my robot, I could be king of the whole world. Wait, I could be master of the entire universe. And, oh, Phil, my mom called. Whoever eats their vegetables gets chocolate cake for dessert. Like I always say, if you want something done right, you've got to do it yourself. Good cake. The end. So those are the stories that I have for you this morning, this afternoon, when you're watching with me. Let's do our blast off to the moon rhyme one more time. Let's end with that. Okay, so it starts out, do you want to go up with me to the moon? So let's say that together. Okay, do you want to go up with me to the moon? Do you? Let's get in our rocket ship and blast off soon. So say that one with me. Let's get in our rocket ship and blast off soon. Faster and faster till we reach the sky. Isn't it fun to be able to fly? We're on the moon. Now take a look. Look at the earth. Look at the stars. Sit back down and I'll read you a book. I would love to see you at Storytime at the library. We have Storytime every week at the San Bruno Library. We also have these books and more. You can sit down and read a book or have someone read a book to you. It's a great thing to do. We'll see you at the library. Until next time.
So sit me down and let the spell begin. I'll find myself in story time again. Story time, story time, story time again. Story time, story time, story time again. Story time, story time, story